read about how Klal Yisrael participated in building the Mishkan. Then the Torah tells us, "V'anesim heviu eis avnei hashor eis avnei amluim." The Nesim, the princes, they brought the sharp stones and the stones that were needed for the choshed, leifod lachoshed, for the breastplate. So Rashi cites the famous Chazal, Omer Reb Nosson, Ma'aro Nesim l'snadi b'chanukas hamizbeach betchilo. Why did Nesim, did they participate as the first ones in the inauguration of the Mizbeach? They brought the gifts with the korbanos. But initially, by the Melechsa Mishkan, they were not the first to participate. Let the tzibur donate what they give, and what's lacking will complete. Also, when they realized that the tzibur Klal Yisrael, they basically covered everything, that the work, all what had to be done was sufficient. What's left for us? Therefore, they were the first ones to donate to the Chanukas HaMizbeach. Since they were lazy, they were laid back, they were not motivated initially. Therefore, the Nisim is deleted to indicate they're failing. Now the question is, why were they satzlu? Why were they lazy or laid back? We know in life, anything was first and foremost and a priority. There's no hesitation and there's no calculation. You do it immediately. If here, this is this is the ultimate reinstatement, a privilege to participate, to create the location where the Shekhinah is going to return, and everything is going to be restored to as it was. What do you mean? You make a calculation. Well, let them do what they do, and whatever is completed will complete. Anybody who has any level of understanding of the value, you're there immediately. So why weren't they there immediately? Why did they see with this level of clarity? The answer is Nistatzlu. We attribute it to their laziness. There's always interference. There's like an inertia which doesn't allow us to do certain things. Because if anything that we know that we really want, there's no reasoning, we do it immediately. So therefore, as a result of it, they learned their lesson. So when it came to inauguration Mizbeach, they were there immediately. They gave it immediately. They were the first ones. But it's very interesting. Although we know many things, we know Olam Haba, Talmud Torah Keneged Kul, we know the many concepts, we don't question it. But unless you internalize them, that it becomes part and parcel of your emotion and your mindset, it's not a priority. It could wait. And we have many ways to justify and rationalize why not now, why later. And this is the whole concept. You should not delay a mitzvah if it presents itself, because that's the ultimate in privilege, in opportunity. Why do we delay it? We have reasons. We justify it. We rationalize why. Now it's interesting. We find by the Chanukas HaMizbeach, there was an order, and Hashem set the order. Nachshon ben Aminadov was the first one to bring the what? The korban and the gift. Why is Nachshon ben Aminadov the first one? Although chronologically he's not the oldest, Yehuda wasn't the oldest. The answer, that's Melech, Malchus. The king goes first. Who was the second one to bring? Yisachar, the son of Tzuar, Mati Yisachar. So the Midrash tells us all the tribes came and they, with a complaint, they say, Nachshon, we understand. He's the Melech. How does Yisachar all of a sudden come into the picture here? He should, chronologically, he should come when his turn is supposed to be. Why does he come second? So Chazal tell us, because who's the one who suggested that they bring the gifts? This was Yisachar. The son of Tzuar, he was the one. And because he suggested it, then they wouldn't have. That's why he's listed second. He comes right after the Melech. That's the reason. So we see something interesting. First of all, why Yisachar? Yisachar is the Shevet of Torah, right? He had the level of clarity. Chazal tell us whenever there was a question of extending the year, Ibra Hashana would make these mathematical calculations. They would always go to Yisachar, because Yisachar never was ever distracted from Torah. So he had that clarity. So understand, he suggested it. But we just finished saying, you learned your lesson. You learned your lesson from the Mishkan. If you learned your lesson from the Mishkan that you were nearly left out because you're too laid back, so why did they all come up with this immediately? Why did they need Yisachar, the son of Tzur, to make the suggestion? So we see even after making the mistake, to be motivated, you have to really internalize it. We see it wasn't fully internalized. It was only Yisachar who had that sense, because he himself is the Tochel Kebaro at that very advanced level, that he's genuinely permeated with Torah. He has the capacity to appreciate its value. Therefore, he's the one who suggested it, and the others followed suit based on his suggestion.